All right, so you guys watched the videos and you took notes on your organizer that look like these two things. So now I'm going to go over my notes with you and you can add to yours, okay? So you don't need to erase anything that you wrote. You can just add to yours what I have in mind so that we are on the same page. All right, so we have the skeletal system. That's the name of the system that we are working with today. So I'm just getting out some of my things here so we can make notes on here. All right. So, okay, so we have the skeletal system, the parts of that body system. So the parts of the skeletal systems, we have bones and joints. Those are the main parts, bones and joints. Bones strengthen, our bones are for strength and support. That little plus sign thing is for an and symbol, and support. You have 206 bones and you have 300 at birth. And remember in the video, it talked about how we have more at birth because some of our bones are not fused together yet. Like for example, our skull. Then you have joints. You have about 100 joints. Our joints help us to move. So strength and support are our bones. Joints help us move. Okay. Two very important bones that you have that we'll talk about a lot is your skull. Your skull is in your head. And your rib cage, which is in your chest. Those are two very important bones. Oh, the highlighter's almost out. All right. What does this system do for the body? So what is its function? One, to protect organs. Your skull, rib cage, and spinal column protect organs. Your skull protects your brain. Your rib cage protects your heart and your lungs. And your spinal column protects your spinal cord. You can break your back and break one of those vertebrae without being paralyzed, without severing your spinal cord. In order to be paralyzed, you have to damage the spinal cord that runs in the middle of your spinal column. The second thing it does for our body is it gives us shape and support. The third thing, movement. Muscles attached to bones help us move our bodies. And then the fourth function that it has is it produces red blood cells. So these are all the jobs of your skeletal system. I bet you didn't know your bones do that much, huh? All right. So now down here, how does this system work with other systems in the body? So I crossed out the skeletal system because it'd be the skeletal system working with the skeletal system, and that doesn't need to be there. How does it work with your circulatory system? Well, your circulatory system is your heart and your blood. So heart and blood. Okay. Your rib cage protects your heart, and your bones produce red blood cells in the marrow. So that's how it works together with your circulatory system, because all your systems work together. And I know that this is our first system that we're really talking about. So you might not understand this, or I should say this part of the page as much, but as we go through it and talk about it, you'll be like, oh, that makes sense. Because all of your systems work together to keep you alive. Okay, so how does your skeletal system work with your muscular system? Your bones and muscles work together to move your body. Now you have your digestive system. This is your stomach. And intestines. Okay. So vitamins from your food nourish your bones. Calcium. You need calcium to build your bones and to keep your bones strong. Anyone know where we get calcium from? Or one of the main sources? From dairy products like milk. And you also get calcium from vegetables, like broccoli has really high calcium. But you didn't know broccoli has calcium in it, huh? All right. Then how does it work with your respiratory system? This is your lungs. So your rib cage, which is part of your bones, protects your lungs. Marrow produces red blood cells that carry oxygen, because red blood cells is what carries oxygen to different parts of your blood, or to two different parts of your body. And we'll learn more of this too when we talk about the circulatory system. And then your nervous system. This is your brain. So brain and nerves. Your skull protects your brain, and your spinal column protects your spinal cord. So this is how your skeletal system works with all the other systems in your body. Well, these aren't all the systems. There are some other little ones, but these are the main big ones and the ones that we learn about this year. So go ahead and pause this video. I'm putting this up here so that you can copy this down in your notes. Make sure you have everything written down and make sure it's nice and neat, or as neat as you can write it, as long as so you can read it. That's really important.